This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com. Well, you mentioned him a minute ago. We just recently lost Bob Armstrong, and everybody on this call knows what a great legacy he left behind, not only in the ring and entertaining fans, but with his great wrestling family that still lives on and is still making history these days. You got any good Bullet Bob stories you can share with us today?
Oh man, I love old Bullet. The Bullet and I, gosh, went back so far, and Bob and I had a brother relationship. He was not just a friend. He was like a brother to me. And I got one that I just thought of. Bob Armstrong was one of the toughest and the baddest humans alive, man. I mean, he had that Marine background, and he wasn't just a regular Marine. He was the Marine. When he was there. He was the guy. He was the best they had, and he was just like that in the business. I got a call one time that his wife, whose name was Gail, and she's no longer with us either. And what a wonderful lady she was, just like Bob. I got a call one day, and I lived just down the road in Pensacola. I lived in a little subdivision, was maybe 2 miles away from Bob. And Gail calls me up, and she's panicking, and she goes, run. She goes, you got to get over here. You got to get over here right now. And I go, oh, wait, whoa, Gail, what's going on? She goes, they're fighting. I said, who's fighting? Oh, all of them, run. They're the Bob and Steve and Scott and Brad. They're all out there in the front yard. Hurry, got to come. I'm like, oh. I hung up the phone, and I'm thinking, oh my God, what am I going to walk into here, man? I mean, you got Bob Armstrong and his boys, and they're having some kind of battle in the yard. I'm like, I don't know if I want to go over there. I was pretty much obligated. Nobody else could go and stop that kind of a deal. And thank goodness when I got there, they had kind of finished with it. Oh boy! And then Bob and I went back in his bedroom, and we had a long conversation. And he had a lot of testosterone-filled young guys that were really hitting the weights big time. They had all this energy. They had needed the release, and wow, it's just that family though. They were so phenomenal. And then Bob Armstrong was just, he's the epitome of what a man should be about, period. Not just in the ring, but in every aspect of his life. He raised 4 boys that were just all gentlemen. Wow. And his wife did a lot of that raising. She deserves a great deal of credit for it, because every wrestler has a wife at home that handles the kids. And that is a job in itself, man, especially when you got those boys about that age. What a phenomenal family they were. And Bob was just a tremendous. One other one, Bob used to smoke cigarettes. And we had a Cadillac tournament in Knoxville in 1976, and we gave away a pink Cadillac, a 4-door pink Cadillac to the winner, and Bob Armstrong won the Cadillac. And just as the type of angles we were doing, Conrad, in this championship match, we drove the Cadillac into the Coliseum. Coliseum was packed, as always. And we drove the Cadillac in. We set it where everybody in the building could see it. And it sat there during the entire match. And then that night, the winner was going to go over and get the car and drive it out of the Coliseum. And there was Ronnie Garvin against Bob Armstrong for the pink Cadillac. And when Bob Armstrong won the car, Garvin rolled out of the ring, and Armstrong was still down selling, and Garvin went straight over to the Cadillac. Now everybody in the building's watching him. What's he going to do? What? Nobody had any idea. And they had those steel stanchions that had the little velvet cords that you snapped onto them that was around the Cadillac to keep the fans from getting too close to it. And Ronnie Garvin goes over there, and he takes one of those steel stanchions. He pulls the cords off of it, and he drives that steel stanchion through the front windshield, that brand new Cadillac.
Wow.
Wow. I mean, that building, you can imagine what the reaction to everybody was. And then what Bob's reaction was when he, 2 minutes later, and then Garvin goes on to the dressing room, he comes to see his car, and there's the big steel stanchion through the windshield. So he's driving that car one night. We're coming back from some Kentucky or someplace, and he's smoking a cigarette. A lot of people didn't know that Bob liked to smoke cigarettes sometimes. And we're driving on the freeway there, Interstate 75. Bob's probably driving in this pink Cadillac. We're probably doing 80 miles an hour. We're coming into the suburbs of Knoxville. And we're in the fast lane, and we come over a hill, because there's mountains and hills there in the Knoxville area. And we come over the top of this hill, and about seemed like 30 yards in front of us is an old guy in a truck driving 20 miles an hour. And Bob's got his cigarette. He's just about to take a puff, and we top the hill, and I see the car, and he sees him too at the same time. And I go, Bob, like, oh my God, you're never going to be able to avoid hitting this guy. And he just, he takes the cigarette, puts it in his mouth, and as he's putting it in the mouth, he whips around the car. He just grabs the steering wheel, goes around in the other lane, and right back into the express lane, and then blew his smoke out the window. So cool. Geez, man, I thought we were going to die right there, and he never missed a puff on the cigarette. Bob was a hell of a guy. I miss him greatly.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money, it's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.